Welcome to Joburg Today. I'm Cara Frew. Water is essential in life and a necessity in many industries. Joburg Water provides about 490 million kilolitres of water a year to residents and industry.
Clean water and sanitation, two of the most important cornerstones of public health. In Johannesburg, this is the responsibility of Joburg Water.
The difference between Johannesburg Water and Rand Water is that we don't produce our water. We buy water in bulk from Rand Water, and then we store it in our service reservoirs.
We've got about 12,600 kilometers of pipes throughout the whole city and over 100 reservoirs. Basically, the water we buy from Rand Water, we transport it through those pipes into the reservoirs and then back to people.
When the water enters Joburg Water's system, water quality becomes the utility's responsibility.
On a monthly basis, we've got our laboratory which takes samples throughout the whole city. We take over 500 samples throughout the whole networks, which we take it to our laboratory for analysis. And above that, I'm sure you might have heard about the Blue Drop system, which is an initiative of the Department of Water and Sanitation, whereby they do an audit to all the water management systems. And since the introduction of this assessment, Johannesburg Water has constantly been receiving A+, which we are confident that the quality of water is quite good.
And despite what may seem high water tariffs, Johannesburg Water says prices are reasonable.
We buy water in bulk from Rand Water, and it costs us, you know, in terms of today's money, R500 million. So we provide free basic water across income groups. That's number one. Number two, despite the fact that the bulk water tariffs, increases tend to be, especially over the last 3 years, double-digit and above inflation, we have very little margin, but we have been able to cope. So I would say Johannesburg Water's water and sanitation services are affordable compared to, for example, Tshwane, where Tshwane have stopped providing free basic water across all income groups. And mind you, we have an added cost in that we import water in Gauteng, because we also, in the tariff, we also have to pay back the investment loans that we made for the Lesotho Water Island scheme.
Johannesburg Water is confident that it will be able to provide water in future. But clearly, this is much more complicated than opening a tap. Marisa de Klerk, Joburg Today.
My name is Vusinova, and I'd rather go blind than not to watch Joburg Today.
Like our page on Facebook, joburgtoday.tv, and follow us on Twitter @Joburg Today. And if you're one of those people on the move, check us out on pockettv.mobi. That's pocket with an I. With water being such an issue in Joburg, it may be worth checking your garden for alien plants that may be harming the environment, despite how beautiful they are.
Alien invasive species are a very big problem in the city of Johannesburg, and because we are the largest man-made forest, they consume a lot of our water. We're here at the Wits Insectary to find out more.
Invasive means that they are able to move around the country on their own, and that means that they've escaped from cultivation and they move into natural habitats and they transform those habitats. Basically, humans that have moved plants around the world for the last 300 years. When commerce exploded, that's when our alien problem exploded. Nationwide, we're interested in their consumption of water, and the figures vary, but we've calculated that they use between 7 to 4% of the mean annual runoff. And that's why it's valuable for us to control them. The government has got a spectacular program in operation. It's called Working for Water, and it's something that we as all South Africans should be really, really proud of. They spend over 2 billion rand a year taking out alien weeds. What we're doing here is we're trying to introduce biological control agents, which won't eradicate the plants, but they will suppress the population to a manageable level. And we will introduce them wherever we can to try and suppress aliens in the city. Now, jacaranda is a very nice example because that's actually a category 3 species, which means that you can grow it, but you shouldn't propagate it, and you shouldn't grow it within 30 meters of a drainage line. But on the other hand, there's a plant like lantana that many people have in their gardens because it flowers beautifully, it attracts insects, and then it attracts birds with its fruit. But it is without doubt the worst terrestrial weed of the subtropics. And the way you can get involved is go onto those sites and look and see what is in my garden and what am I harbouring as a pest and what can I do about it. And there's a website called invasives.org.sa, and they will list everything. It goes from fish to birds to plants. So this plant here is a solanum. It's called bugweed. This one unfortunately has found its way here, probably because the flowers, and these are still buds at the moment, but it has very pretty little purple flowers. And it's quite an interesting plant. It has these furry leaves as well. This is an incredibly common weed along the roadsides of Johannesburg. If it's in your garden, again, you've got to tear it out. It's a category 1 weed, and it has 2 biocontrol agents on it. The lace bugs that we looked at in the laboratory are one of the agents, and the other is there's a tiny little weevil that attacks the flowers. And again, if you can't rip it out, look for the agents and spread them around. And in fact, that would be a key issue. If we could get the general public to spread agents, that would help our job enormously.
I'm Spio Matabula for Joburg Today.
How's it? I'm Alan and you're watching Joburg Today.
Moving away from plants that are harmful to our environment, we now look at the biggest tree in Joburg.
We're here at the Wits blue gum tree, one of the oldest and largest trees in Johannesburg.
Initially we said the tree was from the early 1900s, but subsequently the opinion is that it is older. It's probably from the 1880s. The tree is 32 meters high. It's got a width of 38, nearly 39 meters, and the girth, the circumference at the base of the tree is 7 3/4 meters. It's not the biggest in Gauteng, it's the biggest in Johannesburg. The biggest tree in Gauteng is the Wonderboom in Pretoria, and this is the second biggest tree. The tree is on the University of the Witwatersrand's West Campus on an open space called the Gavin Reilly Green. And as you can see, it's very used by students. In the 1880s, when mining started in Johannesburg, around about 1886, blue gums were brought to South Africa as an experiment for props in the mines. And that's why there is quite a lot of blue gums in this area. Champion Tree was started by the Department of Water Affairs in 1998, and the idea was to preserve trees of national interest, trees of exceptional size or age, and that have got some historical interest. Being a champion tree, we're not allowed to touch it, we're not allowed to even prune it without permission, but it gets watered, and you'll notice that there's a mulch around the base of the tree, which we hope to help the tree as well.
Champion trees such as this one are an asset to our country, and we should really appreciate them. I'm Spio Matabula for Joburg Today.
Hi, I'm Rebecca and you're watching Joburg Today.
For more, check out our playlist, as well as Business Destination Joburg. That's it from me, Cara. I now leave you with Bright Lights by Just Ginger.
Back in ETV.
You can only find the great white light when you're not looking, and you should only look when you're willing to see what's surrounding you. Please come on, don't look away, it'll all come back to haunt you. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to believe in you. You can take control again. You can be the change, my friend, when you see through who you are. what you need. You know that's what you want. And yet you find another lover, baby. You can wait patiently, and you will see there is love in your heart. Come on, don't look away. It'll all come back to haunt you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to believe in you. You can take control again. You can be the change, my friend. If you see through who you are, you can have it all. You can become whole again. You know that's what you need. You know that's what you want. You know that's what you are. You can take control again when you see through who you are.